today we are going to be discussing Fundamentals of Goaltending Part 2. This time we are focusing on key terms or key terminology that I've used on this channel, or will be using in the future on this channel. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the key terms I'm going to be discussing in this video are tracking and or watching, stance, movement, control, set, angle, positioning, post, stop zone, square, triangle theory, challenge, sinking, screen, style, 5-hole, and probably the most important one, crease. So tracking / watching means watching the ring, following the ring, moving with the ring, so you always want to have your eyes on the ring. So that includes if it comes in and hits you in the chest, you're watching the ring. Hits you in the glove, you're watching the ring. Hits you in the blocker, you're watching the ring. Hits you in the pads, you're watching the ring. Hits you in the stick, you're watching the ring. Hits you in the head, well, you're already watching the ring because it hit you in the head. Rebounds, you're watching the ring. Any time the ring is in your zone, or even in the other end, eyes on the ring. So next is the stance, or the basic stance. Position of glove, position of blocker, position of stick. Are you in a more of a stand-up stance? Are you in a low stance? Do you have a wide 5-hole? Do you have a narrow 5-hole? So like having your glove out front, not low, not high. Having your blocker here, not out here. Having your stick to the left, to the right, to the middle, only the toe on the ice, only the heel on the ice. Keep it flat. How big is your 5-hole? Do you keep it nice and tight, or do you have it really, really wide? Make it easier to butterfly. So that is your stance. Movement, we covered this in my first fundamental goaltending video. So if you haven't watched that, I suggest you go watch that before watching this one. Just click on the info code in the top right hand corner and that will take you to that video. So your 4 basic movements are shuffle, T-push, butterfly slide, and power push. These are all lateral movements. As a goalie, we don't just move laterally, we also move on the diagonal. So yeah, that is movement. Control, this is a big one. Glove positioning needs to be controlled, so you're not having your gloves fly everywhere. Positioning during movement needs to be controlled, because if you don't move properly and everything's flying everywhere, you're not going to get anywhere. Body movement, only move your shoulders when you move your head to get to where you want to go. Still upper body, no leaning forward, no being floppy. Just don't move your upper body. Set. Being set is your positioning in the crease, your stance, ready for the shot, not moving. Being set, you aren't set if you are moving. Being set means no moving. You are positioned stationary in your crease, ready for the shot that is coming your way. So basically you're not moving, you're just standing in your stance, anticipating the shot. Angle. Angles are where you are, your whereabouts in the net, where you are in terms of position to the ring. Your angles are very important. If you don't know what your angles are, stay tuned for my 4th part of this series where we're going to be discussing the 7 angles of the ice. Trust me, I didn't know that until the summer. It is really important that you know your 7 different angles. Positioning, where your glove and blocker is, where you need to be set in positioning of your stick. Your glove and blocker. This is how to demo without my equipment. I'll show you how my equipment. Actually, never mind. You want your gloves in front and present. You don't want them out here. You don't want them way up here, leaving all this space. You don't want them down here, leaving this. Front and present. Your stick needs to be in front of your 5-hole. I cannot stress enough about this. The point of your stick is to protect the firehole and to cover the ice there. Please keep your stick in front of you. And positioning is also where you need to be set. If you have bad positioning, 99% of the time the ring is going to go in. So work on your positioning in practice. Always work on your angles and that type of movement so you have perfect positioning. I mean, you can't be perfect all the time, but please work on your positioning. Positioning is key to stopping the ring. Your posts, they are red. They are on either side of the net, and you have one across the top of the net. The one across the top of the net is called your crossbar. Posts are goalies' best friends. Sometimes they can be your enemy, but most of the time they are your best friend. And they are metal and they are heavy. I'm a ref. I know what it's like to lift the net being only 5'2". So those are your posts. We do something called hugging the post, which is just hugging the post. So that way, if the ring's in the corner or between like that blue line that runs between in the middle of the face-off circle, you just hug your post. It's like one of the key positions for a goalie, other than the butterfly or your stance. Stop zone. You are completely stopped, not moving forward. You are where you need to be. So hitting your stop zone in drills and during games are super important, because if you don't hit your stop zone, you have forward momentum, and it's going to be hard to control yourself and butterfly if you need to, or move in the opposite direction if you don't, or move into the ring if you don't hit your stop zone. So hit your stop zone so you can stop the ring, and it makes your life 1,000 times easier if you hit your stop zone every time you move into a new position. Triangle theory. It is used for breakaways. It's a diagonal movement and not a lateral movement. It's commonly done in a butterfly slide. A really, really good drill for this is the Y drill. You can do this with or without a shot. I suggest you, as if you're a beginner, to start without a shot and then work your way up. It's hard to explain without showing you, but you challenge the ring or explode out to the ring, and then you come back, retreat, and then you slide to the post. This cuts down the angle of the shooter on a breakaway, and also forces them to make the first move. So this is very important for breakaways. Square. Where your body is lined up, lined up to the ring, keeping your body still. Let's take my headphones for example. I know you can't see them when I put them down, but they are directly in front of me in the middle. My shoulders are lined up just like how they're lined up to my screen right now. If I rotate them, I'm not longer square. So stay squared, and the key to being square is keeping your upper body still. It drives me crazy when goalies flare around the crease and they have no control over their upper body. So keep your upper body still. You're going to hear that a lot from me. Challenge. Cutting down the angle used on breakaways once again. How far out of your net you are, and taking away net from the shooter. The farther out you come, the less net the shooter has to shoot at. So this is used on breakaways. When you explode out to the ring and you come back with them, the key is to stay high in your crease to cut down on that. The more, so like, stay out of the blue paint, because in ringette you want to be in the white ringette with that extra crease, which is extremely helpful for challenging. So like, stay in that or right on top of that line. Oh, kind of actually don't stay on top of that, because then if it's outside your crease you can't pick it up and throw it. But challenge. It's easier to stop a ring if you challenge than what it is if you're in the blue paint or on the goal line. Just because you're giving so much more net to the shooter, and it's super hard, because in net it's so easy to flip a ring up and over the goalie's shoulder. Can't stress about how many times I've been stuck too far back in my crease and they just did a back end right over me. So challenge. The opposite of challenging is sinking. You are either too far back into your net, or you are retreating on a breakaway way too fast. So too far back in your net basically means you're playing on the goal line or you're really, really deep in your crease. This just makes it harder to stop the ring. The shooter has an advantage over you, especially if you're short like me. Retreating too fast is when you're coming back on a breakaway way too fast, and the shooter is going to beat you 100% of the time. And you're also going to end up in your net, which is not what you want to do, because then the shooter basically has a whole entire net to shoot at. Not good, not good. So challenge! Screen. You can't see the ring. Someone is purposely placed in front of you, used to cover the goalie, hard to see where the shot is coming from. It's also very hard to read the shot, used on a lot of free passes. So if the other team is an offensive free pass and they need to score, they'll place one of their forwards between the 2D. That way you don't know, you can't see if they're going to pass it, you can't see if they're going to shoot it, you just can't see. It's also used to cover the goalie on a defensive free pass. I don't know why. They're most likely just going to shoot it out of the zone and not pass it to the goalie. But some teams have done that. It's really hard to see where the shot's coming from just because you have a body standing in front of you. And yeah, you can't see the ring unless you go like that around them. Also, because you're playing a triangle like this, so they have your center and then a 2D down here, OD screen us so much. Please, goalies, if your defense screen you, yell screen. This way they know that you can't see and they can move out of the way. I can't stress how much, I can't even remember how many goals have been scored on me because my own team is screening me. So communicate with them and yell screen if you can't see the ring and it's your own teammate in front of you. Style describes how you play the position. Are you a stand-up goalie, are you a hybrid, or are you a butterfly? So entering it, the most common is stand-up, just because it's so easy to raise the ring. So a stand-up goalie is a goalie who rarely uses their butterfly, or just doesn't like to. Hybrid is 50-50, so they stay up and they go down. They don't stand up and they don't butterfly. They're somewhere in the middle. And butterfly goalies, they go down a lot. Like a lot. Like 98% of the time, they use their butterfly. So I'm throwing goalies under the bus for a minute. Forwards, if you want to score against a butterfly goalie, fake low, shoot high. Sorry goalies, but that's just a pointer. A 5-hole is the area between your pads. So please, please, please keep your 5-hole close as much as possible. That is one of the 5 top shots for shooters entering it. It's one of the 5 power shots. So that's blocking with your stick, with your butterfly, especially when you butterfly, keep your pads together and out, and keep your stick in front of that 5-hole at all times, unless you are playing the ring with your stick. Then I'm okay with it, with your stick not being in front of your 5-hole. That's why your stick is there. Also, one more thing before I get into this slide, keep your stick on the ice. If your stick's not on the ice, weak on the ice goals, shot at your stick, will go in. That's how I won my bronze medal at regionals. My second year of U14. It was off a shot clock reset. My teammate went to reset the clock, shot it at the goalie's stick. Goalie didn't have his stick down. It went in. Bad goal, but we won in overtime. Crease is the area in front of the net in which we play a position. Entering it, the goalie is only allowed in this area. That's just the rule we have entering it. So yeah, there are a couple I forgot to put in here. One of them is a breakaway. A breakaway is when a player is all alone. There's no defense in front of them. They are just all alone on the goalie. That is a breakaway. Another term I forgot to mention. I don't think I forgot to mention another term. Anyways, those are key terms you'll hear me use on this channel. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.